Well, here it is, Lacey. It's the all-new 2011 Hyundai Sonata. You know, over the years, we've been so impressed at how quickly Hyundai has been able to make huge strides, not only in design, but in content.
Well, the big question is, will this new mid-size Sonata have what it takes to creep into the top sales category? With the Accord, Camry, Fusion, and Malibu? Well, let's have a look.
First thing we noticed is how great it looks. This is the top of the line limited version, but even on base models, the same flowing lines keep the eye engaged. The designers have developed a flowing shape that certainly looks similar to the Volkswagen Passat CC and even the Lexus ES. That's pretty good company. With a starting price under $23,000 and topping out under $31,000, this car will attract even more attention.
Many of the reviews that we've done in the past on Hyundai products have been quite similar. The car impressed us, it delivered more than we were expecting, and we were shocked that they could sell the car for such a low price. Trust me, that theme continues with this car. This Sonata is longer and wider than the outgoing model. But since the wheelbase has been lengthened, this allows the designers to give more slope to the front and rear window and lower the roof for a more dramatic effect. The base wheel is 16 inches, and the Limited here gets 17-inch alloys. Hyundai claims this car is the biggest in its class for all passengers and trunk space. But keep in mind that some of the cars the Sonata competes against have moved into the full-size class, like the Honda Accord.
There's a couple of things I want to point out inside the Sonata, but I want you to keep in mind that this particular car, the Limited, is just over $30,000, and that's kind of the average price Canadians pay for their vehicles. So we're right in the ballpark here. Look at the center console here. The radio and the navigation is almost a direct copy of Infiniti. Now that looks fantastic. Just below that is the heating control system, and the body outline here that directs the flow of air inside the car is almost a direct copy from Volvo. You're copying from Infiniti and Volvo. Those are premium brands in a Hyundai. Looks fantastic. Also, they've done a nice job of breaking up the colors and the contrasts and materials in here. Everything is well put together and nicely executed. If you buy a base model equipped with an automatic transmission, you get nice touches like heated seats. The steering wheel telescopes, there are radio controls on the steering wheel, plus you get a USB iPod connector and Bluetooth. That all comes standard, along with power windows, door locks, and air conditioning.
This back seat is quite roomy, and there's lots of legroom. Now, unlike a lot of cars with sloping roof lines, if you're 6 feet or over, there's actually still enough headroom. Now, the seats fold down flat for extra cargo, and if you get this Limited version, the back seats are heated. I've got to say that I am so impressed with the overall look of this interior. It looks like a luxury car. And once again, this Limited has navigation and backup camera, all for under $31,000.
Not only do you get a lot of content in this car, you get some leading-edge technology. For example, this vehicle has a 2.4-liter four-cylinder with direct injection technology. Direct injection was first utilized on premium cars like Audi and Porsche, now making it into brands like Hyundai. And because of direct injection, you get great fuel economy and amazing power. This four-cylinder has almost 200 horsepower. It has 198. That's impressive. Fuel consumption is rated at just 9.4 liters per 100 kilometers in the city and only 5.7 on the highway. That's 30 miles per gallon in the city and almost 50 miles per gallon on the highway. Now, a big part of getting that impressive fuel consumption is the fact they've gone to a 6-speed automatic transmission. Only the base model comes with a 6-speed manual. By the way, if you get the 6-speed manual, you don't get heated seats, so you might want to go for the automatic. It really does a great job. The car gets up and goes away from a light with ease. It passes with authority, and you even have the option to put it in manual and shift by yourself, which really wrings the most out of this very potent engine. The problem is there's no in between. It's either in drive or you do it manually. I wish it had a sports setting, which made the shifts a little livelier so you could get more out of the car without actually having to do the work. The steering feel is firm, just like we encountered on the new Hyundai Tucson a few shows ago. This might make the car feel sportier and well made, but some might not like the additional effort to steer. So a lot of times you have to kind of remember what you're driving. I'm sitting in this car. It's got a beautiful dash, leather seats. It's great looking on the outside. You're cruising along with a powerful 4-cylinder engine, and you have to keep reminding yourself this is a Hyundai, and you can get this car for under 25 grand. Now, I know a lot of people will gravitate towards the middle level car, but I feel this top of the line is really where the value is. You get Navi, backup camera, heated seats in the back, and all that for just over $30,000. That's $2,000 less than a loaded Accord and $3,000 less than a loaded Camry. Beautiful car, great value.
Zach mentioned the heavier steering, and I've got to be honest, I like something that's a little bit lighter. But that being said, this steering wheel feels amazing. These little rubberized inserts really give it a unique texture and feel. I like it. Hyundai also made the ride rather firm. They can firm up the suspension and keep the ride pleasant because of the longer wheelbase on this new 2011. For buyers who want a smooth car like the Camry or Malibu, they might not like the ride, but Honda Accord or Nissan Sentra drivers will feel more at home. Included on all Sonatas is a full complement of airbags and traction and stability control. The 4-cylinder engine is very versatile. Off the line, it pulls with ease, and on the highway, it passes like a V6. There is more engine noise when the engine is cold, but it settles down quickly. If you want a V6, you're out of luck. Hyundai will offer a turbo version of this engine soon, which should be something to drive, and a hybrid is also in the works, so keep your eye out. Compared to the outgoing Sonata, this one does feel a little bit more firm. I like the fact that you feel really planted on the highway, and it takes corners quite nicely.
All right, Lacey, has Hyundai overachieved again?
Well, you know what, Zach, we've said this about Hyundai before, and I'll say it again, but this Sonata offers tons of value. For example, on this top-of-the-line model for about $30,000, you get nav, backup camera, and my personal favorite, heated seats in the back row for the passengers. And again, the interior, it looks fantastic. Now on the top-of-the-line model, it looks so luxurious, but overall, the fit and finish and layout is just very appealing. And the 4-cylinder is adequate. It does a great job of moving the car around, but on the downside, I have to be honest, it would have been nice if they had a V6. Zach, what do you think?
Well, first and foremost, I'm surprised you didn't touch on this first, Lacey. It's a great looking car. Styling is fabulous on the outside. I mean, I'd be pleased to own this. It looks like a Passat CC, and that's one of my favorite cars from the last year. And the content on the inside, Hyundai is so smart. They give you things like heated seats and a USB port as standard equipment. Many other manufacturers make you go up several trim levels to get those things. That's thinking. Now, the other thing is, Lacey mentioned that the engine is adequate. I think it is spectacular. You've got almost 200 horsepower here from a 4-cylinder engine, plus it gets marvelous fuel consumption. I don't know what else you would want. And of course, value and price. It really is a great deal. You get a loaded car here for just over $30. The base model with the automatic is around $24. Excellent job. And on the downside, the 4-cylinder does a fantastic job, but it is noisy when the car is cold. When it warms up, that goes away. And of course, the automatic transmission, it gives you 6 gears, plenty of options there. You can shift it manually, but there's no sport setting. There's no in-between that lets the car do it on its own a little bit more aggressively. And it's not a knock against this car for the V6, but if you want more power, I don't know who would, wait for the turbo that's coming. So the question at the beginning of the show, Lacey, was will this car move into the top tier sales department with vehicles like the Accord, the Camry, and the Malibu? What do you think?
I definitely think it will. I mean, Hyundai's done it again. I have a feeling that buyers that will have considered a lot of those other vehicles are going to fall in love with this Hyundai.
What's the proper way to say Hyundai? Hyundai. Find out in the web-only segment at drivingtelevision.com.